Okay, so someone asked for a demonstration on the floor, and I'm going to show you the neutral spine from the floor and how it was originally developed. So originally Joseph Pilates had put this, used this and was educating, and this is how I think it was passed down, because it was passed down to me by my Pilates instructor. And when my teacher was explaining this, for me, it developed and attached to other things I was doing because I'd already had 20 years of yoga experience. And as a result, it started weaving together these concepts to be more than just used for the floor work. I use this, and I teach my clients to use this when when they're in their car, when you're sitting at the dining room table, when you're moving, when you're doing anything. That neutral spine is something that we can use and understand no matter where we are. And if we have it as a tool, we can definitely support our body when you're walking. Let's say, I have a client who just came back from Disney World, and they walked for, tens of thousands of steps, right? And they're back, whereas a year before, they would have been in excruciating pain and not have been able to get through the whole park. They were able to get through the whole park with their grandkids, and they were so happy and had no back pain. They knew exactly what to do. And that's to me is a huge success, because if you have a tool that you can apply to your life and your lifestyle, whatever you're doing, and you can eliminate pain that otherwise you maybe you didn't know what the source cause was, so you would have taken a pill or done something else drastic about it, or it would have stopped you from living your life, then that's a problem. So this very simple concept of neutral spine and how I'm teaching it in Yogilachi is that it is something as a way of life, not just something to use when you're doing your abdominal work or your floor work in Pilates. It's something you want to take out and use in everyday life. So that's really what Yogilachi is about, and what we teach here, which is what we do in the studio is for you to learn and practice how best your body functions and should be functioning, so that when you step outside from a class or working with me, you can apply it to your life. That's the biggest thing that I want to get across with Yogilachi, and my clients know that. But some folks still get this idea that, well, they're going to a gym to check something off their checklist, and they maybe do it mindlessly and don't realize that everything we do, all of our movement, it correlates to everything else in our life. Okay, so now I'll answer that question, which was, how do we use neutral spine on our floor work that we're doing? So I'm going to show you, very simple, that same concept when you are on your back. And a lot of times you'll do in a sit-up setting, let's say if you're at the gym and you do a sit-up, most of the time people are saying push your back flat. This is a no-no. Do not do this. Do not push your back flat, because as soon as you do, you can see what's happening. I mean, at least to load it, right? We don't want to load our body with it pushed down, because that is going to perpetuate those compressions in the lumbar and not build the strength that you want to build of your core. So we want to have a neutral spine, and that means a way that you can see it is and kind of feel it empirically, so you have like a tangible sensation, is what I showed you when I was standing in the other video. The pelvic bones and the pubic bone on the same plane, right? So here, my pubic bone's way down, or it's up. And then if it's up, my back is flat. And it turns off the muscles, and it puts extra stretch in the back at the iliac sacral, so around the sacral bone, right? These muscles back here that we want to teach them to work properly and not be over-flexed. When we go into this position, we're over-flexing them, and then we're loading them, and that combines that makes that problem that makes this too tight through the back. So we want to be aware of that. Okay, so we go to neutral spine, and then if we're going to do movements, let's say we're going to do hundreds, I'm going to bring my legs up, and even though I'm bringing my legs up, look, I'm not putting my back flat to the floor. I'm in neutral still, and there's no pressure on the back. There's no pain. I've got a client any minute, so I need to finish this. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap this up. Let's not worry about the legs or anything. Let's just focus on neutral spine. We've got, look, I can have my hand under here, right? And I'm still in neutral spine. And the pelvic floor muscles are on. Everything's on here. And there's no back strain. The muscles are working, but there's no back strain. This is so important. And then when we use the upper body, watch what happens. The chin comes into the chest gently. I'm not forcing this. It's a gentle cervical tilt, so we're just coming in chin to the chest, so that takes pressure off the neck and the sternum, these scalenes here. So we want to keep this relaxed. Then I'm going to engage the abdominal muscles to come up. I'm still not flattening my back to the floor. I'm engaging my abdominal muscles. So then I can reach, and I keep it in neutral. So I hope that helps. Okay, if it doesn't, if there's more confusion, please let me know. This is my passion. This is so important because when we don't work our bodies correctly, it is a recipe for pain. It is a recipe for frustration. And so much of the pain that people feel is because they're not moving their bodies correctly, because they're compensating for lack of symmetry, moving their bodies, doing too much on one side. I mean, think about, it still amazes me with the golfers having back surgery and all of these issues where it's like, please let me have them, let me get a hold of them so I can help correct these basics. And we don't need to get to that stage. You can know how to move your body correctly, and I don't think we're taught that. We're certainly not taught it as children, right? But if we do, and if we can understand how the body can move correctly, and we develop it that way, we strengthen it, we are going to make a huge difference in this epidemic of pain and what that whole perpetuating of going on painkillers and then taking other actions that really should be unnecessary, because we can get things handled. I've had countless clients come to me in their first session. They are out of pain after being in chronic pain for years, with these simple tools of releasing them, of moving the body correctly, in correct alignment, restoring the mobility where it needs to be restored, not by getting a shot to eliminate the pain or to, we want to use the muscles correctly. And the body is amazing. It can do amazing things if we give it the right nutrition, the right movement, and Okay, so that's what I wanted to say. So I hope that helps, and I will look for more answers and emails if you need any more help on that area. This is, again, my passion, so please don't hesitate. If you're out there and there's something going on, you can find me at yourholisticmentor.com. And Yogilachi, that's where I specialize in the movement, the mindset, and the nutrition. And this is what I do. So, I don't want anybody to be in pain, and I want them to move their bodies correctly, because if we get ourselves doing well and we're feeling good, that's going to have a beautiful ripple effect on the rest of the world, starting with our own children, our own families, and our community. Okay, so that's it. I will say peace and blessings from the floor here. Okay, take care. Hi, Moni.